Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a Detroit rapper that was killed after 129 shots were let off at a funeral.
Police are trying to find the people responsible for a shooting that took place at a funeral gathering.
Neighbors describe the scene as like the Wild West.
It was multiple people that were armed, and so it was members in the
What's good, gang? I'm back with another one with 1090 Jake. It's about a Detroit rapper, Band Gang Boom. I recently did a clip on him, with the family TV. He was killed at a funeral after 126 shots let off. This what 1090 Jake say. Let's get to it.
the crowd shooting back and members from the vehicle shooting into the crowds.
This is really, really dangerous to have, a wild, wild west shootout in a residential neighborhood.
And they say, wow,
And here it is, my
West
property's
shootout.
hit, my neighbor's properties are hit. Thank God there's been no other tragedy, any other loss of life.
Police recovered 129 shell casings at that scene.
August 18th.
Oh, they say 129 shell cases.
Just before 8 p.m., the Detroit Police Department received a call for shots fired near a park on the east side of the city. Investigators would later learn this was the location of a repast following a funeral. Witnesses reported a burgundy Chrysler 300 drove by the repast, examining who all
Man, that's crazy. Gang, you ain't safe at a repast. That's crazy.
was in the crowd before opening fire with rifles. 2 women were shot, 1 man was killed, and 129 shell casings would be recovered by police. The amount of firepower going off by a playground was a clear indication that someone wanted someone else dead. Investigators located 3 main areas with shell casings and believed this wasn't just a targeted attack, but a full-blown gunfight as members of the funeral shot back. Because of the large amount of casings left, it's believed some even used machine guns. 5 homes on that block were struck by gunfire. The 2 women that were shot were in their late 20s, and the man that was killed was identified as
All right, they keep saying machine guns. Or they gonna just say switch.
26-year-old Daniel Avery, a father of 5. But in the streets of Detroit, he was known as the rapper Band Gang Boom. Band Gang is a group of rappers from the west side of Detroit. They've
It's
been
the one I
making noise in
showed
the
y'all,
Detroit
gang,
music
on the
scene
one
since
with
its far back in
Larice was in on.
2014, originating with 6 members: Biggs, Jabbar, AJ, Lonnie, Meso, and Will. The rap group was affiliated with an older gang in the city called TTO, short for the Takeover. TTO warred with a rival gang known as TNO, Trust No One. Smaller and younger gangs would form under the older generation of TTO and TNO members. With the newer generations inheriting old beef, new murders began taking place, and Band Gang was guilty by association. 2020 was by far the hardest year for Band Gang. In September, 25-year-old AJ, who also went by the name Jizzle P, was gunned down sitting in a Chrysler 300 outside of his mom's house. A witness would report his mom screaming at the scene. 3 months later, Paid Will was shot and killed after a so-called domestic dispute. It's alleged he stashed money at his girlfriend's house. An associate or family member of hers found it and stole it. It's alleged Will found out, put hands on the person that stole it in their house, and was shot and killed by the homeowner. In May of 2021, Lonnie was shot in the head, hand, mouth, and wrist in Las Vegas, but luckily he survived. As the original members began falling off with the music,
They tried to take him out,
Band Gang
gang.
Boom, who went by the name The Godfather, was able to step into the spotlight as an up-and-coming member. Boom was no angel in the city, though. And when news spread that he died, A series of posts of dead people would lead many to believe Boom was responsible for their deaths. One man specifically was Freaky from TMC, aka Too Much Cash. Freaky was killed in a triple shooting in June of 2019, his two friends surviving the attack.
Gang, as you can see, I had already did a little video on them with the family TV. If you could just go back to that, you know, that one there and just to check everything out though. Because like I say though, you know, he know how to describe the situation. You know, 10-9 Jake, he more of a if you got paperwork on you type, you know.
It's alleged Boom was the one who killed him, but apparently this had nothing to do with Boom getting shot, and it's believed Boom wasn't even the target. See, Boom was attending the funeral
he said he
of
wasn't even a
22-year-old
target.
Deon Davis, who was more commonly known as 5'6". 5'6" was rumored to have been killing a lot, and he was even indicted by the feds in 2021. He gone on Instagram Live taunting his ops with a switch. 5 days later, agents recovered the gun off him, stating he drew attention to himself after being involved in several shootings on Detroit's east side. The feds also established 5'6" was a member of the 700 gang. A troubled youth, 5'6" was only 17 when he and another teen were being chased by police after a string of robberies, and their getaway vehicle would crash into another, instantly killing a mother of three.
So they got to get that bag out there in Detroit.
Of the car at the time. 5'6" was killed on August 6th. His car fired into by another vehicle, causing him to crash and run on foot before collapsing. It's alleged that 5'6"'s funeral was shot up by his ops, and while Boom and the two females who were shot weren't direct targets, they knew what came with attending the killer's funeral. And they weren't the only ones in attendance. Another rapper named Lil Mello from 700 was there. The day after the funeral, Mello would be shot in the face and chest on the freeway, but luckily survived. An Instagram page by the name of Detroit Hits would recover the surveillance footage of 5'6" being killed, as well as the footage of Mello in the hospital room. Detroit has always maintained a bloody reputation, and hearing 129 shots went off at a funeral is enough to get anyone's attention. Rest in peace to the many victims of Detroit streets. Now, the second we hear of a funeral getting shot up, the first thing that comes to mind is Wooski.
Bang, gang, boom.
In Chicago, when that funeral got hit up, that was major. That was, you know, and Wooski survived, but he never
You say
recovered,
Wooski.
if that makes sense. To hear 129 shots went off at a funeral or a repast, whatever, it just shows you how foul people are willing to take things. If 5'6" was really out here spanking shit like they said he was, he put a lot of hate into people's hearts, to the point that they'll pull up to a funeral and fire off indiscriminately at whoever's there. You know, when you die at a young age, like what, 22?
For real, gang. That's how it is.
Your grandmother's there, your aunt, your cousins, your nieces,
don't
your
care.
nephews, your brothers, your sisters. They're pulling up with switches, drakes, and firing at everybody. That's a crazy amount of hate to have for someone that was only 22 years old. They put that much damage on this earth at 22 years old that even after they died a violent death, their funeral got to get shot up too. And this must hit major for Detroit because, you know, Band Gang has apparently been on the music scene for so long and they've literally just watched them fade. And I mean, that, I guess, goes for anybody. You know, if you look at Chicago and all the different sets in Chicago, from fucking Old Block to 600, none of them are the same anymore. They had that time period where they were on a run, and some of them blew and became millionaires and left the city.
Some
Everyone else
stayed
got
in
left behind, went to prison, got killed. And then now, whoever's left is just working regular jobs. You know what I mean? Still in the trenches, trying
Ain't
to
nothing
make it
wrong,
happen.
wrong working a regular job.
It's sad, but everybody can't come with you, and everybody isn't gonna make it. But let me know y'all's thoughts and comments in the comments section. I mean, this is crazy. This is a man that was killed for attending the funeral of a killer. And I guess all we can say is it wasn't the wrong place at the wrong time, because he knew where he was at. He knew where he was going.
Well, there y'all have it, gang. It was another one from your boy 1090 Jake. If you liked this video, drop your comments down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's your boy Shadow Theory, and I'm out.